Good morning, dear students. Today we have to start new chapter, the Mauryan administration. I have already shared the PDF of this chapter. PDF means the question answers given in exercise. And now I am going to explain this chapter. After the Mauryan Empire, because the administration in Mauryan Empire, it was superb. It was excellent. That is why we need to know the administration in the Mauryan Empire there. First, the sources, two sources which I explained earlier. That one book was there, Arthashastra, which was written by Chanakya, a brilliant scholar, and one book, Indica, which was written by Megasthenes, an ambassador in the court of Chandragupta Maurya, who was sent by Alexander's general Seleucus. सो हमें जो चीज़ें जो इन्फॉर्मेशन हमें मिलती हैं वो इंडिका से मिलती हैं, इंडिका बुक से हमें मिलती हैं. कितना गुड गवर्नेंस था वहाँ पे उस समय, कितने सिस्टमेटिक वे में एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन था मॉडर्न. वही दैट्स व्हाई इट इज रिटन दैट द मॉडर्न एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वाज बेस्ड ऑन द गाइडलाइंस फॉर गुड गवर्नेंस लेड डाउन बाय चाणक्य इन अर्थशास्त्र. द एडिक्ट्स ऑफ अशोका and Indica by Megasthenes give us a vivid account of the modern ruler. Now if we see about the administration, the modern king had supreme power. The king, no doubt, the king had all the power. He was advised by a council of ministers called the Mantri Parishad. Now you can see that in our democratic system in India, there prime minister is the main working head of the working body main there, and the ministers, railway ministers, education ministers, and several ministers are there. They just form the council of ministers and they work under one leadership, but the ministers are there. So that is why here the king was advised by a council of ministers, and they used to call that Mantri Parishad. So the government was divided into different departments. Example, treasury, who looks about the money. Industries, you know very well that. Revenue, also the concern with the state means collection of money. Security, etc. Each department was looked after by officials appointed by the king. Means that the ministers were there, but there were several officials who were appointed by king there, who looked about and who worked for that. Like today is also the system same there. Several ministers are there, but the Indian administrative services, that IAS officers were also there. They used to do the work there in the supervision of ministers there. The same there, several officials appointed by the king. Officials like Mahamattas looked after the day-to-day work of the administration. I taught in the previous chapter that Mahamattas were there. They were officials who were appointed by the kings there to look about the administration. The system was very refined. The vast empire was divided into provinces, like today's our country divided into states there, the same. The provinces just acted like a states there. Most of the important provinces were placed under the control of princes from the royal family called Kumaras. And the provinces, like today's state there, like on that time it was provinces there, and it was that looked by द कुमाराज, जो भी उस किसी को राजा के परिवार के जो भी राजकुमार होते थे उनको दे दिया जाता था प्रोविंसेस को देखने के लिए. ओके, उनका पूरा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वो देखते थे अंडर सुपरविजन ऑफ किंग. दे रूल्ड एज वायसरायज और रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स ऑफ द किंग. ओके, वो किंग के अंडर में ही होते थे. द प्रोविंसेस वर डिवाइडेड इनटू डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स. नाउ द प्रोविंसेस इट वाज डिवाइडेड इनटू डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स. द प्रोविंसेस वर डिवाइडेड इनटू डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स देयर. जैसे आप आज देखिए उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार, सेवरल स्टेट्स आर देयर. लाइक इन उत्तर प्रदेश, गोरखपुर 1 district, देवरिया 1 district, लखनऊ 1 district, कानपुर 1 district, like the same there. So the provinces were divided into districts. Each district had many nagaras. अब हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में देखिए बहुत सी कॉलोनीज होती हैं, बहुत सी छोटी छोटी कॉलोनीज होती हैं. ऐसे ही जैसे गोरखपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट बहुत बड़ा है और सेवरल कॉलोनीज देयर, गोरखनाथ, फिर आपका गोलघर, सेवरल ऐसे बहुत सी कॉलोनीज हैं. ऐसे ही समय नगराज होते थे. ओके, और उसको हम टाउन भी बोलते थे, छोटे छोटे जो होते थे. एंड ग्रामास, और जैसे गांव भी होते हैं वो भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट के अंदर आते हैं बड़े बड़े. तो ये सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट के अंदर आते थे. क्या क्या? नगराज और टाउन्स एंड ग्रामाज और विलेजेस. एट एवरी लेवल ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन देयर वर ऑफिशियल्स हु लुक्ड आफ्टर द डे टू डे अफेयर्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. You can understand the glory of that administration, the excellence of that administration, that today the same system we are following. The one place, Patliputra, which is very important in that time. Patliputra, now it is called Patna. It is situated in Bihar. The capital city of modern empire was Patliputra. The administration of the city served as a model for city administration. There were 6 committees, each consisting of 5 members. Each committee was in charge of a particular department. So, in the sense that Patna Patliputra, that was the excellent example there. So, in that particular capital city there, they have made that 6 committees. और हर कमेटी का अलग अलग काम था, और एक कमेटी में 5 मेंबर होते थे, 5 members were there, and each committee was in charge of a particular department. The committee were industries, one committee who looked about these industries. Second, records of birth and death there. Third, care and comfort of foreigners, जो बाहरी होते थे उनको ध्यान देना. Fourth, trade and commerce, who used to look about the business there, that committee. Manufacture and sale of goods होता था, and collection of taxes. तो ये 6 committees were working, and in each committees 5 members were there. So these 30 members also looked after common problems related to health, sanitation, education, etc. The king had an elaborate spy system. Spy का मतलब होता है जैसे जो जासूसी आप जिसको बोलते हैं, तो उसकी निगाह रहती थी, उनकी नज़रें रहती थी कि कौन गलत कर रहा है, कौन सही कह रहा है. For that they have made one system, that is a spy system, which kept him informed about his viceroys and officials, as well as what was going on inside and outside his kingdom. The Mauryan kings had a large, well-equipped, outstanding army. The army included infantry, cavalry, elephants, chariots and navy. इन्फेंट्री जो पैदल चलते थे, कैवलरी घुड़सवार जो होते थे, घोड़े पे जो चलते थे, हाथी वाले भी थे उनके पास सैनिक, फिर कैरियट जो रथ पे चलते थे, और नेवी भी थी उनके पास. देयर वॉज अ सेपरेट डिपार्टमेंट टू लुक आफ्टर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ वेपन्स. एक जैसे आज जो देखिए एक आर्म्स डिपार्टमेंट होता है जो प्रोडक्शन ऑफ वेपन्स देखते हैं, जो भी हथियार बनते हैं हमारे देश में, वैसे उस समय था, तब उन्होंने ये सिस्टम बनाया था. द आर्मी वॉज ऑलवेज केप्ट इन हाई स्टेट ऑफ रेडीनेस इवन ड्यूरिंग अशोकाज reign. Ashoka's reign was very so that you can say the silent in the last, when after Kalinga war, when he left everything, उसके बाद भी उनकी आर्मी हमेशा तैयार रहती थी. अशोका वार में नहीं जाते थे, लेकिन उसके बाद भी आर्मी उनकी हमेशा तैयार रहती थी कि कोई इमरजेंसी हो जाए, कोई बात हो जाए, तो पूरी आर्मी हमेशा अलर्ट पे रहती थी. Patliputra was a magnificent walled city with numerous gates and watchtowers. It was well connected to various parts of the empire. The king lived in a grand stone palace. The thing to explain, can you read this? Now we see about the Mauryan art. The Mauryan period was an age of cultural brilliance. The artistic achievements of this period can be seen in the numerous stupas, monolithic pillars, caves and sculpture figures of the Ashokan period. चलिए हम एक एक चीज को देखते हैं क्या क्या है ये. Mauryan art was greatly influenced by Buddhism. Ashoka is supposed to have built 84,000 stupas throughout the kingdoms. स्तूपाज होते क्या है? स्तूपाज आर सॉलिड सेमी सर्कुलर. नीचे देखिए फिगर दिया हुआ है ये सांची स्तूपा का, उसको देखते हुए पढ़िए इसको. स्तूपाज आर सॉलिड सेमी सर्कुलर डोम लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स. डोम मतलब जो ऊपर जो सा गुम्बद बना हुआ, देखिए ध्यान से, ये जो गुम्बद बना हुआ है इसको डोम बोलते हैं. डोम लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है. Made of stones and bricks. You can see that it was made how many years earlier, and designed, you can see that on that time no machines were there. With a single stone they used to make this. The stones are solid semicircular dome like structures made of stones and bricks. Relics of Buddha. क्या क्या होता है? relics क्या होता है? उसमें रखते क्या थे? Such as his hair, tooth, etc. were kept at the base of the stupa, because they followed, when Ashoka started following Buddhism, so they, no doubt, they had a great that impression of Buddha on them. So वो बुद्धा की चीज़ों को उसके स्तूपा के अंदर रखते थे और उसकी पूजा की जाती थी, आप कह सकते हैं सिंपल लैंग्वेज में. द ग्रेट स्तूपा एट सांची इज एन आउटस्टैंडिंग स्पेसिमेन ऑफ मॉडर्न आर्किटेक्चर. द पिक्चर गिवन, इट इज अ प्लेस देयर इन सांची in Madhya Pradesh. The place name is Sanchi, and the great stupa at Sanchi is very famous and very well designed there. Several designs they have already made on that. So that is no doubt outstanding specimen of modern architecture. Now it is very easy to make because several machines are there. But on that time, it was not that much easy. So you can understand that how means excellent they were in this art, that in architecture section. The Mauryans also built many prayer halls and viharas. Prayer halls, you know that for prayer. Viharas like monasteries, you know that Buddhism. In Buddhism, you can say that Buddhist monks they used to live in monasteries. बहुत बड़ा सेंटर यूनिवर्सिटी की तरह होता था, वहाँ पे पढ़ाई भी होती थी, वहाँ पे या योग करने के लिए, ध्यान करने के लिए भी, मेडिटेशन फॉर मेडिटेशन ऑल्सो सिविल प्लेसेस देयर इनसाइड, हॉस्पिटल्स भी होते थे उसके अंदर. तो बड़ा सा विहारास तो अशोका ने बहुत बनवाए थे. So that is why to say that the Mauryan also built many prayer halls and viharas. Monolithic pillars. Monolithic, you can see that pillar there, downside given. That is a monolithic pillar. Monolithic pillar means with a single stone they used to make, single large stone they used to make pillars there. Inscribed with the edicts of Ashoka, whatever Ashoka's command, जो अशोका जो भी लोगों को धर्म की चीज़ें सिखाता था वो सब उस पर लिखी हुई हैं उनके लैंग्वेज में. Are the best examples of the remarkable skill and quality of Mauryan artists. The surface of the stone pillars were highly polished. आज तो बहुत सी मशीनें हैं पॉलिश करने के लिए, उस समय सोचिए हाथ से ही इन्होंने पॉलिश किया होगा सरफेस को, कितना मेहनत किया होगा और कितना एक्सीलेंस था, कितना सोच में वो था उनके. द पिलर एट सारनाथ इज द मोस्ट फेमस. द लायन कैपिटल ऑफ दिस पिलर इज द मोस्ट. इस पिलर पे देखिए ऊपर एक लायन कैपिटल जो साइड में बना हुआ है. यू हैव सीन दिस lion capital at several places on currency note. Every currency note you can see it on your national flag in between. जो चक्र बना हुआ है इसके सामने, जो आगे चक्र बना हुआ है, जो नेशनल फ्लैग में जो चक्र लगा है वो इसी चक्र से लिया गया है. आप यहाँ देख सकते हैं आगे, और ये ऊपर जो है ये इसी को ही बनाया गया. इसमें 4 lions are there, 1 2 3 and one back side there. That is why written the lion capital of this pillar is the most magnificent piece of sculpture of the Mauryan period. 4 lions sitting back to back on the circular base have been exquisitely carved out from a single piece of stone. You can understand how brilliant they were after seeing this picture, that with a single stone they have made this. 1 2 3 and इसके पीछे एक और lion है, 4 lions were there. You can see this chakra. So you can understand that how brilliant they were. The base is decorated with sculpture of 4 animals separated by 4 wheels or dharma. जो उसका बेस था, ये यहाँ पे देखिए बेस है ना, तो इस बेस पे 4 एनिमल्स यू कैन सी दैट. ओके, चक्र बने होते थे और 4 एनिमल्स थे, मीन्स 4 चक्र थे और 4 एनिमल्स बीच बीच में बने हुए थे. ओके, बाय 4 व्हील्स और धर्म, यूज टू कॉल इट दैट धर्म चक्र, धर्म चक्र. The land capital was adopted as the national emblem of India in 1950. There is one GK question also. You have got what is our national emblem? Means what is India's national emblem? So you can write there the lion capital. Okay, situated in Sarnath. It is our national emblem. A picture of the lion capital is also printed on Indian currency notes, as I explained. The wheel representing this wheel, the wheel representing which is on our national flag also. The wheel representing motion and progress can be seen on our national flag. ये wheel represent करता है motion और progress, कि हमको हमेशा चलते रहना चाहिए और आगे बढ़ते रहना चाहिए. Okay, so this is taken from there. This is all about the Mauryan art. Now we talk about the Mauryan economy. The Mauryan rulers had unified the country and brought peace and stability. These favorable conditions promoted the growth of the economy and made the empire rich and prosperous. Agriculture was the main occupation of the people. किसान खेती जो होती थी वो मेन इनका वो था. Farmers were encouraged to bring more land under cultivation. Irrigation facilities were provided to them. Land revenue collected from the farmers was the chief source of income for the king. That time, not since beginning. Whatever money they were getting, because India was and India is a agricultural country. So हमारे बहुत से 70% 75% लैंड्स में हमारे सिर्फ एग्रीकल्चर होता है. तो जो मेन टैक्सेस आते थे वहाँ से वही चीफ सोर्स होता था. किंग के पास पैसे का मेन सोर्स वही होता था. जो भी इरिगेशन के बाद जो भी वहाँ पे जो भी क्रॉप्स होते थे उनको सेल करने के बाद जो पैसे जो टैक्स वो लेते थे वही उनका मेन सोर्स होता था. Other economic activities included mining and forestry as well as carpentry, pottery and masonry, trade and commerce. Mining, you know that. Mining, after mining they used to get some metals there. खोद के metals निकालते थे. Forestry as well as carpentry, you know that जो carpentry वाले काम होते हैं, बढ़ई वाले काम होते हैं, जो आपके carpenters होते हैं जो आपकी फर्नीचर बनाते हैं. Pottery, pots, you know that very well that. And masonry, जो buildings बनाते थे, जो मतलब जो masons होते थे, जो घर बनाते थे, जो मिस्त्रीज को हम बोलते हैं आजकल. Trade, commerce, business also flourished on that time. The merchants who used to sell the product and purchase carried on both inland and overseas trade. Means overseas बाहर भी करते थे और अपने देश में भी था. They had trade relations with श्रीलंका, इजिप्ट एंड ग्रीस. वहाँ भी सामान भेजते थे, वहाँ से सामान भी आते थे, जो भी वहाँ की स्पेशलिटी होती थी. Taxes were also collected from people who worked in mines, forest and other professions. This helped to pay salaries of officers, maintained the army and built road and hospitals. जो भी पैसे आते थे उससे सबको, जितने भी ऑफिसर्स थे उनको सैलरी मिलती थी, आर्मी को उससे मेंटेन करते थे और रोड्स बनाते थे, हॉस्पिटल. लाइक टुडे इज द सेम सिस्टम देयर. नाउ decline of the Mauryan Empire. Ashoka's death in 232 before Common Era marked the beginning of the decline of the Mauryan Empire. After Ashoka's death, there were many reasons that Mauryan Empire declined. खत्म हो गया. कैसे? Ashoka's successors were weak and inefficient. Always keep in your mind, if the next generation, like your parent, they're working for you, if you will not do well, देन क्या होगा, आपका इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन नीचे आएगा. तो अगर अगली जनरेशन अच्छी नहीं है तो कंडीशन नीचे ही होती जाती है और एक समय ऐसा आता है कि बिल्कुल ख़त्म हो जाता है. दैट्स व्हाई वी यूज्ड टू से दैट फ्रॉम हिस्ट्री वी लर्न अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. वॉट एवर मिस्टेक्स वी हैव डन ऑल्सो वी लर्न फ्रॉम हिस्ट्री. अशोका सक्सेसर्स वर वीक एंड इनएफिशिएंट. जो अशोका की बाद की जनरेशन थी वो बहुत कमज़ोर थे, वो बहुत एफिशिएंट नहीं थे रन करने के लिए. The empire was too vast and it was not easy to control the far-flung territories. Because during Ashoka's time, the empire was very vast. बहुत दूर तक फैला हुआ था empire. और ये आसान नहीं था कि उसको दूर सबको कवर किया जा सके. तो एक भी रीज़न था डिक्लाइन होने का. In the absence of the strong central authority, the provincial viceroys declared themselves independent. अशोका के बाद जब कोई ऐसा किंग आया ही नहीं जो संभाल सके चीज़ों को, तो जो भी वायसरायस थे, जो राजकुमार थे, जो अलग अलग प्रोविंसेस में थे, उन्होंने अपने आप को, उस पूरे इलाकों को अपने कब्जे में ले लिया और उन्होंने कहा कि हम इंडिपेंडेंट हैं, हमको अब सेंट्रल अथॉरिटी से मतलब नहीं है. द एक्सपेंस ऑफ मेंटेनिंग अ लार्ज स्टैंडिंग आर्मी एंड एन इलोबरेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम वॉज ए हेवी ड्रेन ऑन द स्टेट ट्रेजरी. बहुत बड़ी आर्मी थी, उसको मेंटेन करना आसान नहीं था. तो एक रीज़न ये भी बताते हैं, इस वजह से मौर्यन एम्पायर डिक्लाइन हो गया. The last Mauryan ruler, Brihadrath, was killed by Pushyamitra Sungha, the founder of the Sungha dynasty. Thus ended a long and glorious chapter in the history of ancient India. Mauryan ruler में बृहद्रथ का नाम सबसे लास्ट में आता है. बृहद्रथ को पुष्यमित्र सुंगा ने मारा था और मारने के बाद सुंगा डायनेस्टी यहाँ से शुरू हुआ था और ये खत्म हो गया था यहाँ पे आपका मौर्य डायनेस्टी. तो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर मॉडर्न एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. यू कैन सी हियर दैट इन इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड्स मंत्री परिषद, Kumaras, Grama, Stupas, Viharas, Dharma Chakra given, please read it. And the most important thing given in all the chapter, in the last, that the summary of the chapter by this chart there. Please go through it, don't forget. Okay? I've already shared the question answers there. If you have any doubt, you can ask over the phone, no problem, no issue there. Okay, but please complete the work if you have not completed. After this, we'll have one more chapter, that is chapter number 11, the Gupta Empire. I will try to explain it on the next turn. Till that, thank you very much. Please complete your work. Don't leave your work incomplete. Thank you very much.